All right. Hello, everybody. Excited to be here today. Couldn't make it last week. I was quite sick. You might hear me cough a few times today, but I'm much better. Thank you for asking. If you have questions, this is the time to ask them. You have the comments bar on the right of your screen. There's no stupid question. This could get a bit technical sometimes. It's a big platform. We're going to look at Meta ads, creating it through a platform called Ads Manager. We're going to put all that on the screen, but I think it's important that if you have a laptop, if you have a computer, another computer, maybe you have the stream that we're doing the show right now on your phone or your iPad, and then you go get your laptop, or you're in front of you another desktop where you can maybe try to create the ads or the campaign as we do it. I think the best way to learn is to do it, to do the thing, and not just listen and because it's going to get technical. The idea today is to bring you through from A to Z how to create a full campaign to generate leads using Meta, Facebook, and Instagram for your real estate business. Now, we have a leads program, and it's exactly what we've been doing for many years, and it's working great. So I'm going to try to simplify it for you and make it easy for you to do the same thing, for you to create your own potential buyers, sellers, investors directly from Facebook and generated from Facebook and Instagram. I still think it's the cheapest form of leads you can get compared to Google, compared to other platforms. Even TikTok, we just started using it. We're getting some good results. I can't complain about it. But if I had to pick the Cadillacs of platforms for lead gen, it's still going to be Meta. It's still going to be Facebook and Instagram. Do we start, Matteo? I can't see if we've got people record. I think we're going to start. Anyways, you can always watch it again. It's on demand. It's recorded. So once you've registered, you go back and you watch it as many times as you want. And we're going to start by explaining the difference between a profile page. You're going to need to go on Facebook, your profile. I'm going to show you mine. Can you see? Wait, we're going to wait here. I'm with Matteo, our social media manager, who's who's on the switchboard. So he's going to move and show you some screens. You're also going to hear from him if there's anything that he feels he should add. Because again, this is a big topic. There's a lot to cover. I'd love to know if some of you have already done ads and know what you're doing or attempted to do it. You just write in the post. It's an interactive thing. I mean, the more questions you ask, or the more specific the question you ask, the better it is, so we can share. Because again, like I said, it's a huge platform, and I might forget some technicalities here. You know, when you've been doing something for so many years, it's easy for me or simpler for me. But if you've never done it and you have a question, I encourage you to ask it. And like I said, there's no stupid question. If you want to see this in French, I'm going to do another one in French at a later date. But again, please tell me in the comments if you prefer French. It'll be my pleasure to do it in French. So going back to my, if you want to put my screen there up on so we can see. So that's my profile page. So for all of you, most of you, you have a profile page. You have a Facebook profile page. What's the difference? Well, there's many differences between a profile and a business page. A business page too will give you much more analytics. Since you're a business, you're a real estate broker, you want to have access to the analytics and the things that the business pages will be able to give you versus what you can do with a simple profile. But to have a business page, you need to start from the profile page. You go here to the 5 dots at the top. Click it there. You might already have a page. You see here, pages. If you click that, you'll see a bunch. I have many pages, but you may just have one. So the page, I suggest you call the page your name. Now, you're a real estate broker. You're the brand of the business. So I have agencies. So you see here, Royal LePage Elite, Heritage, and Global. And I have the company Meller Group. So I have different pages. But you also see I have my Etienne D. Meller page, which is my page as a real estate broker. So if you're watching this and you're a real estate broker, you want to use your name, and you want to use your name in a clear way, not kitty cat 321, because it has to be clear to the potential client who you are and what you do. And so Clear, concise, Etienne D. Meller. So if this is not already done, you're going to have to create a page. And you see here at the top left, create page. So if anybody's following right now and needs to create, you can do all this pretty fast without putting in all the details. And you can go back to it and complete the information, the profile information on all the other minutiae, let's call it that. So, but we're not going to do that today. This is going to take too long. So, but you need to go into a page. You need to have a page to get access to the ads feature. And you know, when we talk about ads, doing ads on social, I'm not talking about boosting a post here. So when you have a profile page, when you have sometimes Facebook suggests, Meta suggests, they see a post that's doing pretty good according to them, and they're like, hey, why don't you put some money behind it to get more people to see it? Or that's not what we're doing today. That's more of just awareness. It's going to get you some visibility, but it's not a campaign. It's not what you are here for right now. This is more, again, like I said, it's to generate some potential buyers, sellers, some leads, as we call them. And so we need to do a bit more work in regards to that through having a business page on the Meta, and going to, once the page is created, going and accessing through Ads Manager. So if you click, you're going to put it up? No, not yet. Well, yeah. Is that my page? Are we seeing? Yeah. Okay, good. So here, so I'm in now. If you see at the top, it's adsmanager.facebook.com. You can access Ads Manager through your profile page. When you're here in your profile, I've lost the page. When you go to the little dots here at the top right, go to ads here, and it'll bring you to Ads Manager. I have a link and I use it direct, so not to have to go through the Facebook. But anyway, that's a detail. Just type Ads Manager and we can get going. So at the top here, you have different campaigns, business portfolios, they're called. I have quite a few different ones. It's not, you're going to have one, but for other reasons, I have a bunch. We're going to look at one that I called EDM. EDM is my name, Etienne D. Meller, and I called it Solutions for the example today. It's not that important what you call it, but it's an account. So when you're in your account, and to have the account, you're going to have to set up your payment structure. You have a bunch of stuff that, and it's like a wizard. It's pretty simple as you create it. You just fill in what they're asking you to fill in. They're missing this, missing that, and need to put a credit card, so on and so forth. But once that's done, you get to this main platform, which starts with creating a campaign. Now, when we talk about campaigns, if I click the create button here, see, it brings you already to, sorry, I have a question here. Should I read it now, or let me go to the question, and then I'm going to continue where I was. My computer is lagging. I will have to rewatch it taped. All right, sure. No problem, Shauna. So if we go back to the types of campaigns, so you have at the top here, you have choose campaign, awareness, traffic campaign, engagement, leads, app promotion, and sales. What we're going to focus on today is leads campaign. So it says it here, collect leads for your business or your brand. Good for Instaform, Messenger, and Instagram conversion and calls. Now, the difference is it's going to cost different amounts of money for different types of campaign. So quickly, the two main ones that I think a real estate broker should be aware of and use is the first one you see at the top, awareness campaign, and the leads campaign. Awareness is really, it's quite simple. It's straightforward. It tells you what it is. It's reach. It's how many people see your ad. So an example of what traditionally we used to do as real estate agents is we used to do the ad mails, the cardboard postcard sent by mail. Now that would be an awareness campaign, meaning you buy 5,000 of these cards and you ship them out and you mail them to the neighborhood, in the hopes that someone takes it, sees it. It's an awareness. They are aware of your brand. They see the content. They throw it out or they recycle it. But now we're doing this through the digital world, which is much cost efficient. Actually, the best and cheapest, again, way to get your ad seen is through an awareness campaign. but it's for reach, it's for eyeballs, it's for a number of people seeing it. To give you an example, and this, I'm blown away by that not more brokers are doing this. You can put a minimum of $2 per day will get you anywhere between, according to Meta, 1,500 to 4,000 people will see that ad. Now, $2. What's the typical price of an ad mail cardboard campaign that you send by mail? It's about 53 cents to get the card done, and it's another 10 cents here anyways in Montreal for the postal service to distribute it per door. So you're at 70 cents per card, and here we're at $2 per day for up to 4,000. What's the math on that? What is it? It's a no-brainer for me. 4,000 divided by $2. That's 2,000. It's like you're sending. No, what am I doing? That makes no sense. 4,000 divided by 0.004 cents per, versus a card that's 60, 70 cents per. So plus with the digital, with an awareness, you can retarget the people that look at your content. So let's say you created a post, an ad, a creative of a video. The video is 30 seconds long, 14 seconds. It doesn't matter. What you do is you do this. You do an awareness campaign. Could be a property of yours. Let's do that. You put your new listing you just got, or the one you sold, whatever, and then you push it out as an awareness campaign. And that little video is 15 seconds. What you could do is say, after the campaign's run, let's say you put it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month at $2 a day. At the end of it, you say, okay, Meta, show this new ad, another ad that you would do only to the people that actually watched the 15-second clip all the way through, or 50% of it, or whatever it is. So now you're retargeting people that seem to have some kind of interest in what you put out there, because they watched it. They watched for more than the average time people spend, Matteo, on looking at a video or something. It's in the 2 to 4 seconds. So if you have a 15-second video, a 30-second video, and someone's watched 15 seconds of a 30 seconds or the whole thing, you know there's some interest. They're compelled by whatever you did. Either they think it sucks, but I doubt it. They won't stay that long, or they have some type of an interest in what you're showing them, so you can then retarget and re-show something else that's more call to action based. Maybe it's like, I'm doing an open house, why don't you come and visit it? But now you know you're showing it to people with some interest. That is the point. So awareness, keep in mind, is reach, meaning how many people can see it for as low an amount as possible. So again, you can't beat $2 per day. I mean, I don't know what else can you do to get that kind of visibility? And what we're going to do today is leads. Now, what's the difference with leads? Leads is someone, so Meta knows, they know everything we do and users of the platform. But if you've been filling out forms in the past, so you're on your feed and you see an ad that says, want to find out how to fish this type of fish better with whatever, fill out the form. Now, if you in the past, or people in the past, have clicked on learn more and filled out a form, leads campaigns are going to be targeted more to those people that in the past have filled out a form, or that are more likely to actually fill out the form. So it saves you a lot of money, because Meta's not showing your ads to someone that's never filling out a form ever. So if Matteo never fills out form, has never filled out a form in 10 years, well, your ad might not be shown to Matteo, and which is what you want, because you're paying per person, per view, per reach, per impression, right? Well, maybe you don't know. That's what we're going to look at. So if you're a real estate agent and you want to be able to reach someone, well, that's potentially interested in buying, selling, investing, financing, refinancing, you're gonna want to do either an awareness, as I explained before, or a leads. And today we're going to talk about the leads. Leads because someone in the past has already filled out a form, so hopefully they do it again. The form itself, you decide what you want as information, but you don't want to have too much stuff on there. The least amount of stuff is the better, because the more stuff you put to fill out, example, if you want their names, email, phone number, address, social insurance number, you wouldn't do that. But my point is, the more information you put, the less the probability that someone's going to actually take the time to do all that. So if you only had name and email and phone number, as an example, but better than just the phone number, if you just had name and email, you would have way more leads, because there's no friction. You know, in marketing, we call it friction. There's no, the person that clicks learn more, their information is already pre-done in the form, because it's a leads campaign, and they don't have to even type their names. It's just there. So there's no friction. Click, yes, bang, done. Now, if you want the phone number, which I think you should, you're going to get a bit less people to fill it out, because now they expect or think that potentially you're going to call them. But I still think you should do that. In my experience, I've done both. We always put the phone number now. Yes, the cost is a bit higher, but then at least it gives me an opportunity to text them, to call them, to reach out, and not just email. So you can experiment with that, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. But the leads campaign, the fun thing is that, one, it targets people that have already been filling out forms in the past. And two, it's already got that information pre-typed from the time they created their Facebook profile, so that they don't have to type nothing. So it's much less likely that they won't fill it up and then leave. So there you go. But there is a bit more of a cost to it, but it's worthwhile. The other ones, I'm not going to go through them today. That's not the point. It's going to be too long. So once you've picked the type, so we want leads, we go to the next step. Now, there's a lot of stuff in here that maybe we don't need to go through. That's not that important. Now, Meta keeps changing this almost, I'm going to exaggerate here, but almost every week they add something, they change something. Once you start doing these types of ads, you're going to live in Ads Manager. You're going to be there every day, checking things out, improving, testing, tweaking, and it changes all the time. So you're not going to worry about it when you're in it and doing it for multiple weeks, months, and so on. But for even myself, today I opened and this thing's new. Like it just keeps changing and evolving, which is not a bad thing. You want these types of improvement. So I'm not going to go into the tailored lead. I'm not going to go into what was there. It's not that important. Just move on. So first, pretty easy. The name of the campaign. So here it says tailored lead campaign. You call it whatever you want. You can call it the area. I would call it leads. Real estate leads Montreal, or whatever it is that you're gonna do. You can change that later on. Don't worry about it too much. Now, this is important here. We had a question. Let me go back. Can you post on Facebook Marketplace from a business page? I tried in the past and was not able. Oh, you responded already? Okay, so I won't answer that. Thank you, Matteo. So special ads category. So a couple of years ago, I believe, in Canada anyways, not everywhere, for certain things that you advertise, that you put money behind, you cannot target, or no, you can't exclude certain people, certain groups of people, you can't, it's for discrimination purposes. So employment, housing opportunity, which we fall as real estate agents under. If we're advertising buy, sell, a property for sale, these types of services cannot exclude, meaning I can't say I just want to advertise my ad, because we used to be able to do just this postal code, or just this street, or just this neighborhood. There's certain minimums now because of the special ads category. So the limitation, I was quite aggravated personally when this came out, because the radius now is much larger. It's 15 miles. What is that in kilometers? 30? Rough. Maybe closer to 50 kilometers, something like that. Anyway, the point is, I used to be able to say, I just want Kirkland, Beaconsfield, like a geographical area that wasn't that big, to do very specific ads. So one thing that I used to do is, let's say I would take something from a location that's recognizable from the community, like I don't know, the City Hall of Kirkland, and then I'd target only them, and I'd be like, find out what your house is worth compared to your neighbor or something like that. Some copy that was pretty cool. And then so they'd see the picture of or the video of something they'd recognize as residents of that area, and then that would get their attention. And then but now we can't do that anymore. It's got to be, like I said, 15 miles, 40 kilometers or so, whatever it is, 35-kilometer radius. So if you're in Montreal, as an example, it's pretty much the greater Montreal. So you're going to get well, I don't know if we'll see it, but so you have to declare this. You have to say that it's a housing category here. You see housing, so you got credit, employment, social issues, election, politics, and housing. We're housing. So you click that. If you don't click it, here's what happens. They might shut your account down. They will stop your ads from running. And you can, if you violate this too many times, they could close your account or ban you from being on Meta, which you do not want to do. Not now, anyways. Not with the technology and the use of this platform is very beneficial for anybody that's in business. So you don't want that. So that's done. We move and go down. Now, don't worry about all the little details, the little scripts and all that. There's, again, lots of bells and whistles that you do not need. I've experimented also with a lot of these things, different things. I find that most of it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really apply. You don't want to be too specific either. We're going to go back into more details in a second about that, but targeting, picking criteria, people that only like real estate and all that, and I'll explain a bit later why. But so conversion, location, what do we want? We want to generate leads by asking people to fill out a form, Insta form. This is my favorite, but you could say Messenger, Instagram, or calls. Again, I've tried them all. I think Insta form's the best. They don't have to type nothing. And those that are watching, I don't see the names here, but if you're a broker that uses a CRM, an intelligent CRM with some AI, you connect your Facebook account to your CRM so you can automate some stuff. That's what I've done. I use HubSpot, which is a fantastic CRM. I'm not promoting it. I'm not saying I don't have any affiliation with them, but I've been using HubSpot, and it's a fantastic platform, super easy to use. And I've connected my social platforms to it. So when someone fills out the Insta form directly, it goes directly into my CRM. And then there's a bunch of stuff that happens from that point on in order to bring them down the funnel and convert and nurture to the point where they're ready to buy and sell. I'm not going to go into that right now. We're going to keep on going through the how do we create the ad first, and then we can look at how do we nurture, how do we convert or bring that client closer to wanting to speak to us, and then make the appointment to come see houses or sell their house. So Facebook page, this is blocking me right now because this is a fake account, so it's not really working, but you're going to have to connect it to a page. Now, if you have multiple pages, you're going, like I do here, as I explained earlier, you can pick and choose which page. I'm going to leave it like that. You're going to pick your name. You want that page to be the page that it's being advertised from. So on the feed, someone seeing your ad will see at the top the page name, which is going to be your name. Do not, I repeat it, I said it earlier, do not use things that are unclear, like kitty cat 321. Like, you don't do that. Budget and schedule, very important. Here it gets fun. This is my most exciting part of it. Is if you change the daily budget. Here you have $20 daily budget. And you see here, I can't scroll. Why? Oh, here. So on this page here, you see my cursor? It says here 6 to 28 leads with a $20 per day budget. And it shows you the reach, the estimated daily reach. Based on, here I've got no audience. I have just Canada, 18 to 65. And I can't pick detailed targeting yet because I just told you, when it comes to housing and other categories, we can't have discrimination. So it's pretty vague, it's pretty big, but we're going to put Montreal location. That's not the audience. Where am I? So you click edit here, search location, Montreal, Quebec. You see here? So that could be my, but that's the minimum. See here, 15 miles. I can't reduce that. You could also go bigger, by the way, if you don't mind traveling a bit more and covering more. Like the bigger the zone, the cheaper the cost, and the more leads you'll get. You see what I'm saying? So if you did it for the whole province of Quebec, it would reduce your cost. But let's keep it. I think most of you will not want to drive that far, or you won't be. You're still going to get quite a bit of opportunities here. So Montreal, 15 miles, my minimum. Like I said, I'm not going to create audiences here. You could eventually get into creating audiences. I don't think today's the day to go into that. It's going to make it way too long and too complicated. So let's keep it simple. Current location, 15 miles. I'm going to get to it in a sec. And then the dollar amount here, daily budget. It says your maximum daily spend is 35. Your maximum weekly is 140. That would be in my settings because when you create the page and you put your credit card information and all that, Meta says, do you want to restrict the daily amount or the weekly amount so that we don't exceed it? And so I must have had it set up for that minimum. But my current campaigns that I'm running right now for our leads program are way higher than that. And you can decide on where you want it to stop every day, every week. But again, if you change the dollar amount here, let's do $40 or $50. Let's do that. You see how it changes here on the right? This website, man, it's always glitchy. Come on. Okay, well, I can't scroll up, but you see 14 to 41. Here. So I doubled the amount. I put it to $50 a day, and then I can expect 14 to 41 leads. This has to be played around and tested out. You cannot go by this exclusively. This is just to give you a general idea. Depends on your ad, depends on how good it is, if it's not good, and so on and so forth. Let me get the question. Omar, you can connect Facebook to your KV Core from where? Yeah, man, good point, Omar. So KV Core, your RLP Sphere, for those that are Royal LePage brokers, you can connect. KV Core is the company that created the RLP Sphere. It's the real name of the company, and you can connect it. But I would say that the vast majority of CRMs with intelligence, not Prospect. Prospect is not a real CRM. Well, it's a CRM, but it's like a 1990s CRM. For those that know Prospect, if you're a Montreal or a Quebec broker, they don't have the capability right now. They should, but they don't. But now HubSpot, Salesforce, KV Core, you can do all that stuff, and it's quite simple to do. Thank you, Omar, for pointing that out. So if I go back here, changing the budget will change the number of leads per day. The location has been picked. Forget all the other stuff here. It's nonsense for now. We don't need it. Now we're in the next step here at the bottom. If I go too fast, you let me know. But you want to stick to what we're looking at right now, and what I'm talking about, and not go too much sideways in all directions. Now we're in the. What you pointing at, man? Add name. Yeah. Okay. Good point. So I'm not going to change it right now, but you could call it whatever you want. I could call it Montreal. Let's do it. Whoops. Montreal area 15. Forget partnership ads. Facebook page. I again didn't activate this, so this is not going to work. But you can connect your Facebook page and your Instagram account again to the ad, which you will need to do. But again, this is just for an example, so I don't have it. Create the ad. Now, is it a single image, a video, or a carousel? I prefer the carousel for this. Well, I guess it depends on what the objective is. But if you wanted, what you would do is you could go to your to your Canva account. You have it on the screen now, right? Am I showing it? Yep. So here, I don't know where one of it is, but let's say you created, this as an ad. And the carousel would be multiple pictures. So I would pick a bunch of pictures that I would have created with Canva. If you don't know what Canva is, you need to get into getting an account with Canva. It's the easiest, I believe, easiest platform to create this kind of ad or any type of kind of ad you want. And it's very easy because you follow. It's like a wizard. Again, if you don't know what a wizard is, it kind of leads you to fill out the blanks, whatever's missing, and then it presents you with an idea of what it's going to look like. You can pick in Canva that you want a post for social, so it already knows the sizes and all that. So it's quite useful. You see it here. See different types of things: a website, a video, social media, presentation, whiteboard. This could also be good for your presentation if you wanted to do a listing presentation, buyer presentation, investor presentation, and so on and so forth. So the creative that you will have done, let me go back here. Now, when I go into create ad or existing post or creating, I would then go into because now I don't have it, but I would go into a platform where all my pre-created things, maybe with Canva, are located, my database, if you want. And then I would pick the ad, and then you see on the right the preview of what it would look like. Now, you don't see it because I didn't add the media, like I said, but that's pretty straightforward. So is it a video? Is it a carousel? You just click, and then you will see what it's going to look like on the right here. And even when you click advanced preview, you see all the difference. Because within Meta, you know this, there's reels, there's posts, there's stories, there's what are the other options? You have
search.
Search ads, marketplace ads, not marketplace, but banner ads. Anyways, so there's different formats for different location within Ads Manager. And when you do now I froze my computer. When you do advanced preview, it shows you all the different types of ads within Meta and what it would look like. And then you can do small tweaks. Like if you see the picture is too wide or too long, it's going to tell you. It's super intelligent and easy to do, but you got to resize or crop or pick a thumbnail. And but let's not go too crazy with that. Not that important, really. I mean, you want to just have simple stuff. Like I said, you could use a carousel, which is just maybe, I don't know, 4 pictures of different houses, different style of houses. I would pick pictures, not of your listings. You could do it for your listing, but the thing with listing, it has a shelf life. You can't use the picture once the property is sold, and you can't because you need the permission of the owner. In Canva, you will have some what do you call them? Generic pictures, not generic, but stock pictures. There's also other places like Pixel where you can go get generic pictures of houses. That's what I do. So I will pick a house that's, if my example is Montreal, we'll pick a house that will depict the Montreal area. Omar is saying, just my 2 cents, I read that carousel gets more click than just one. Well, yeah, because the idea with the carousel is that it shows let's say you have 8 pictures. It will show the 8 pictures to different people and say which one gets the most engagement from the 8 picture. And then it's going to start showing it to other people and re-showing your same ad for this. You get, I don't know if you get it. You know what a carousel is? You swipe pictures. So you get to show your ad to more people because you have more pictures, more options. So that's what I also find works great. So thanks, Omar, for that comment. And Omar's been doing, Omar is a broker here at Meller Group. Had a conversation actually yesterday with him, and he's been doing these types of lead gen ads. And so he knows what he's talking about too by experience. So let's say we picked a carousel. You would upload the pictures that you would have tweaked or created or whatever through Canva. Then we keep on going. The destination. So now the Insta form. Now you would create the form. I'm not going to be able to do that. Super easy, super easy. You just pick, like I said earlier, do I want just the name and email, or do I want the phone number? Do I want their home address? I don't use the home address thing, but you could, depending on the type of campaign you're doing. I think to just go and start the basic is just go with the name, the email, and the phone number. That would be my recommendation for someone that's starting off. When you get more advanced and better familiar with the platform and the results and the cost associated per lead, then you could maybe experiment and you can have different types of ads within the same campaign. You can have different ad sets. Now maybe I'm going into too complicated. Do I have a visual of that? No. Yeah, I don't know if this is showing the ad set stuff, but this is showing you actually this is one of our campaign. So if you look, I'm not sure what you see. I'm gonna just slide my thing here. Yeah. So here, maybe take the banner out of that. Yeah. Here, this is from October 1st to October 9th. You see impressions, 42,000 impressions, reach 31. So reach and impression, the difference is the reach, as I said earlier, is number of people seeing it, and the impression is number of times, not number of times, but it might be the same people seeing it more than once. You actually also get the frequency, which confirms what I just said. So 1.36 times the people saw my ad, or our ad, which is Facebook buyer leads Montreal area. And we have in 8 days, excuse me?
In 1 week.
1 week, 59 leads that came about from an example of an ad, like just what we're doing right now and what we're creating. So obviously the budget here must have been a bit higher than that. We can go and find out, but that's not that important at this point. Yeah, as long as it fits your budget, you do what you want. Now, as you make more money, as you do transaction and you allocate a certain percentage from your gross revenues to your ad spend, then you can go crazy. But I'm telling you, it works. I've been doing it for many years. And we have the leads program where we do all this. You don't have to do any of it because it's, as you can see, it's simple, but it still requires an investment in time every day. Omar can vouch for that. I mean, we talked about that too yesterday. There is some work involved, and you have to manage and maintain these ads. If I go back to the Insta form, so again, you just tell what the form will capture from the people that will click I'm interested. The tracking, you can connect here. It's the next step is, what do I want? I want to connect to my CRM. I want I want to use pixels. If I have a website or a landing page, maybe that's a bit complicated to go into it. Maybe quickly I'll tell you this, is that if, let's say, you created a landing page, so you had an awareness ad, not a leads ad, but an awareness ad, because awareness would be the first step of the funnel. You want to start with an awareness. It's cheaper. You want to see who's interested in what I'm showing you. Then the next step is, because you would attach pixels to that landing page. Who went to my landing page? Then Meta would know through connecting it here that, oh, these people, this group of individuals, this database, all went to the landing page. Now I'm going to show an ad to only these people that actually went to the landing page. So we call it pixels. So websites, I think this is the where it's it's add pixel code to your website and its experience. So, but I don't think that's necessary right now. But it's a possibility. What am I missing? Now we've been going for 38 minutes. We're going to hit 40 soon. I want to take time to answer some questions too, because there's a lot of stuff that we're going over. I don't know if I've lost you or you're still there following, but you know, if already you know, and you look at this and you're like, I don't know. Our program is this, but on a larger scale, and we go further than that. We don't just get the raw leads. I call these the raw leads. So someone fills out the form on Meta. It doesn't stop there for us. Maybe I'll explain a bit what happens then. Like I said, I connect my CRM to it. Instantaneously, they get a text message, the people filling out the ad, that says, hey, thanks for filling out the ad. I wanted to just introduce myself quickly, but more important than introducing myself, I would like to know what areas, what type, what's your budget, a bit of an idea on what you're looking for to help me send you lists of properties as an example. And then right away, an email will be sent out. This is all automated. So I'm here right now talking to you. This is going on in the background, and that's the beauty of it. And so what happens is they get emails, they get text messages. Internal salespeople from my team here will be reaching out to them, hopefully talking to the few. And then once we talk to someone, when we know what they're looking for, their budget, their time frame, the type of property, then we call that a pre-qualified. A qualified lead is what? A qualified lead is what you do as a salesperson when you meet someone face to face and you go over okay, what are you looking for and why? Pre-qualified means before that stage happens, like, what are they thinking they're looking? So we do pre-qualifying. We get that information from them, speaking to them, and then we send that out in a platform. It's an app, and then you, if you're part of that program, receive a notification, and you pick and choose who you want to work with. So when you're on the program, the notification will tell you you have an opportunity. This person's looking for a house in Kirkland for $800,000 within the next 3 months. They speak French or English. Do you want it? And you have exclusively this opportunity for 10 minutes. If you opt to not take it for whatever reason, maybe it's a language you don't speak, maybe the person is looking for an investment property and you don't have a commercial license, so you will skip it and go to give the opportunity to someone else. What is the best type of wording to put in your ad, either awareness or lead generation? What are some of the practice? Okay, God, that's a great question, Omar. I forgot. I kind of skipped over that. I forgot the copy. The copy part. What we like to do is use a ChatGPT. Although, you don't want to make it too complicated. One of my ads that works the best is just lists of homes in Montreal for sale directly in your inbox. I mean, you don't want to overcomplicate things. People just want to kind of see what the hell's out there. With no effort, no aggravation. If you start saying, I'm going to call you, I'm a real estate broker, I'm going to harass you, I expect you to buy, and kind of pressure, they're not going to do it. Think of you when you shop for something, or if you see an ad of some sort. If it said someone's going to call you, or someone, you need to go see someone, or you don't want to do any of that. You just want to gather info. Step one of anything online, as you know, from your own experience, is gathering information. So you want to make your ads gathering information friendly, which is kind of what I just said to you. So you show a few nice pictures of and styles of home that exist in the area. If you're showing a house from Miami in Oka, and you want to, like, what the hell are you thinking? Like, there's none of these houses. Don't be deceiving the public. But so what I do is I take a typical Montreal house, those row houses with different colors. You must have seen my ad. If you're in real estate in Montreal, you've seen my ads. I've been running them for years. And so it's what they will hope to get through my list of homes. And so you could use Canva, like I said, for the visual stuff, but what about the copy? Omar's asking. Well, you could also use ChatGPT. We use it to generate copy. If you don't know, maybe I can put it on my screen. This is one free version here. I have an example. I wrote here at the top, create the copy for a post on Facebook to get maximum engagement. This was the command that I gave it. I actually spoke to it. I didn't even type it. And it came out with this. Sure, here's Facebook post idea designed to engage your audience. This is ChatGPT telling me to write this. So I would just copy and text this and put it in on my ad. It's just straightforward. If you didn't like if you don't think it's good, then you can say, okay, can you be more specific about this thing or that thing or whatever it is, based on your visual, based on the intent of your campaign. But this is all free stuff, more or less. I think Canva is free, no? To a certain extent. Some free basic stuff. You don't have to spend much money on it. But again, when you get into it deeper, you're going to see the value of investing a bit more on it. But if you didn't want to do all of that and you wanted us to do it, we also have services for that. So we can create these campaigns on your behalf. We can, or you can just jump on the program for free. Right now we have a 30-day trial. Do we have the link for that? If you go here on the QR code, or we're going to put it in, maybe can we put it in the comments or no? We'll put the link for you to register. It's 30-day free. So what that means is you get the app for free for 30 days, and you get the opportunities that I described earlier, and you can just pick and choose. And if within 30 days you don't like it for whatever reason, I doubt that you won't, but if for whatever reason you didn't think it was for you, you can just get out and you haven't spent any money. So it's a no-brainer. Check it out. Is it there? We're going to put it in the comments. The other thing is that we can actually do, if you have a post or something, a video, maybe you did a clip with us. Now, I've had quite a few brokers come and do interviews for the show that I have, the podcast that I have, The Root of All Real Estate, that you can find on Spotify. But what we've been doing is saying to those people, like Omar, who we met yesterday. I actually didn't tell you this, Omar, but if you want, what we do is you give us the $27, which is the $2, $3 a day awareness type campaign, and we will take that money and just put it behind that clip of interview for you to get more visibility, for you to get more awareness for cheap. So in other words, we're not charging you nothing. We're just telling you, you pay for the ad spend on Meta, the $3 a day, the $2 a day for an awareness type campaign. I'm so happy that we did this today. I know I'm sure you're going to have questions if you start doing it. You might have some complications in that. We have a great team here. We have the help for you if you need to if you need help on creating it. We can even create it for you. Again, we will charge you a bit of money for that because it's, I mean, I have to pay Mateo, so if he's going to do it for you, you got to help me out with the payroll here. But it's very minimal, and it's really just for you to get the traction going with your ad campaigns because it works. We meet all kinds of brokers across the province, and again, not too many brokers are familiar on how to do it. The registration link is in the comments right now. Mateo put it up there. You just subscribe. Again, it's 30 days for free, and you can get off if you don't like it. But you get the opportunity for 10 minutes to just pick and choose whichever leads you want. And if you're a Mellor Group broker, there's other advantages too, cheaper advantages on being on that program that I can go over with you. But you don't have to pay upfront for the leads. We accumulate the balance, no interest, no zero financing fee. And when you sell something, when you convert a transaction, any transaction, then we look at the balance and we deduct what you've accumulated. So it's a win-win, and it's at 67% discounted the cost of the lead versus someone that's not with us. So great opportunity for everybody here. Look, if you don't want to be on a program like that, then you can generate your own leads today now that you know how to do it. That was the whole point. Tomorrow, I'm going to have another webinar, which I'm going to move to 1 o'clock, but it's going to be on what to focus on to generate leads through other means, not just the digital, but maybe some traditional stuff. What about your database? How do you actually get business in real estate if you're not happy? You see on the screen right now how I 4 times my business in 90 days. All with the use of, a lot of the technology that I've shown you today, but I'm going to go more deeper into that tomorrow, 1 o'clock. That's for anybody that's a real estate agent and or anybody in business. What are the priorities? I mean, we all know that there's a million things that we need to do, but where do we start? How much time should we allocate on what activity, and so on and so forth? These are all things that I've learned, and it took me a long time. It took me a long time and I learned from reading and studying the greats of business. I'm not born with this. No one is. You got to go through trial and error, but I decided to speed it up by just studying the Amazons and the Apple companies and the Disneys, and what are they doing? What did they do to get to that point? What are they doing today? What's their strategies? What are they focusing on? And that's what I'm going to share with you tomorrow for free, another webinar. It's all about giving, because the more I give you, the more I get in the end, right? It's a collaboration. So if there's no other question, you see the link down in the comments for the Meta, for the business developing leads tomorrow webinar, which is I'm going to cover also for sale by owners, expireds, working your database, how to use the database, how to use the CRM in an efficient way with automation. That's critical today, and if you're not familiar with how that works, it's critical that you learn how to do it. And it's what I've done, and what I do still to this day. Anything I share with you is what we do. It's not theory. It's not what we think. We've tried it. We're doing it. It's working for us. So then we share with you. So with that, I thank you all for being here today, and keep this video. Watch it again, and maybe even, can we share? Can you share it? Share it with colleagues. Everybody needs this information. This is not going away, as you know, right? It's just going to get more and more like this, and more that we will need to learn how to use these tools. And I'll gladly share my knowledge with you anytime. So all the best, and I hope you have great success in your business. Thank you.